Hey guys, this is Russell from Texas Young Guns. Welcome back to the channel. We are glad to have you here. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Pullrite Superglide trailer hitch for your camper. Now, we've owned this trailer hitch for about 2 years now. So we've had plenty of time. As you can see, there's a lot of use on this trailer hitch to kind of get our thoughts together on it, the cons, the pros, and ultimately if you should buy this hitch. So if you're trying to decide if this is the hitch for you, hopefully this video will be helpful for you on making that purchase and if it is worth it to you. So what makes this hitch unique is the sliding action, or I should say the automatic sliding action. So I am currently sitting in our beloved Silver Fox, which is a 2015 F250. It is not the long bed, it is the short bed truck. It's about a 6-foot bed truck plus or minus. Most certainly not the long bed truck. As you can see, we have a toolbox here along with the trailer hitch. It fits just fine. What makes this hitch awesome is that when you make turns that other short bed trucks can't make because of the shortness of the bed, this can do it. And the way it does that is it has a sliding action. So as this slides forward and turns, you can see it moves towards the back of the truck. So it will move from the center of the tires towards the back, a good foot or 2 feet, somewhere in that range of motion. And then, so the camper right now is about 90 degrees. And so this sliding action allows you to manage that without having to get out and do any kind of extra functions or start over because the turn is too tight. Now, as it straightens up, it will come back towards the front like this. And then it will do the same thing if you were to turn it the other direction. It would also slide back. So the other types of hitches out there, other than this kind, is the manual sliding. So BW, Pullrite, Kurt, several of the manufacturers make hitches where you can actually get out, yank on a lever, and this will slide back manually as you drive. The reason why I wanted this is because there's so many things to remember when you're backing up a trailer and trying to do your thing. If you can eliminate one major one, that is a plus in my opinion. So I didn't want to forget to engage the slider and then damage the back of our truck here. So the automatic slider was a no-brainer for me. Now, another pro of this hitch is just how well it's made. It is a very sturdy hitch. Now with that sturdiness, this thing is very heavy. Coming in around 248 pounds. This is not something you're going to be lifting by yourself unless you're just like a big macho man or something like that. So that is one downside, is if you are planning on getting this in and out of your truck with just your muscles alone, good luck with that. I actually have an engine hoist in my shop that I use for restoring classic cars and whatever else I need it for. And that's what I use to get this in and out when I need to. So with that roughly 250 pounds plus or minus, you know, it's like hauling a load in the back of your truck, even though you're not, you're just carrying the hitch. But I can promise you, just the pain in the butt part of getting this in and out of the truck, I tend to leave it in there at all times unless I know I'm going to be using the bed of my truck for something, because it's just too heavy to constantly be moving in and out. So if there is a con about this hitch on the back of the truck, that is it. One of the other pros about this hitch is there's very little in maintenance. All you have to do is spray in a couple of areas with WD-40 every once in a while and you are good to go. So when you're doing maintenance with this, it's very simple. The only rotating mechanisms are inside here. As you can see, this little thing, when you come in, it turns all the way around almost 180. Also, this slides on these bars here. So you'll just take something like this WD-40 can, you just spray it in here like this. Maybe give a little bit on the slides so it'll rotate. And that's it. That's all they require you to do. I actually talked to a rep for Pullrite at the RV show here in Houston this year. And that, according to him, that's all you need to do with these. As you can see, it goes into the bed rail system there with the pin and the clevis on the other side. And it's got 4 of them all the way around. Also, there's not a lot of things to remember when you're hooking this hitch in. This bar has a triangular groove in it. And once the trailer has come in, the kingpin has come in and activated the mechanism, this bar will go in and lock behind that triangle kind of shaped piece there. And the flat part of this triangle right here will keep it from coming out. So there's no like reaching over and having to go through these extra steps of locking it and so forth. Another pro of this hitch is that the head is removable. So there are 2 pins, one on this side, one on this side. You basically knock those out. They have little cotter pins. You slide those out and this whole head will come off. I've actually left the kingpin on the trailer locked into this head, undone these pins, and I've allowed the trailer to actually lift the head off. It just makes it easier on me. I'm not having to lift that. I think these are weigh around 50 pounds or so. That will take 50 pounds off of the weight of the total thing, but even with the head off, it's still pretty heavy. So the other major part of this system is the plate. That is this guy. So this is your normal kingpin, your hitch part. Kingpin is right here. This is a plate that goes over it. So there's a hole in the center that goes over your kingpin, and then you just tighten this guy, and that's what keeps it up. It's a hex, like a hex bolt, headless hex bolt, and this slips over here. The reason why you need this is because over here, you'll see that there is a square area here, and if you notice in the hitch, it's also square. So this is what forces the head on the hitch to turn. Otherwise, if it was just this round section, there's nothing forcing the head on the Superglide to actually turn and rotate. So this square here on this plate and the square area on the Superglide hitch is what makes it turn. This plate is not part of your kit, so this will have to be specific for your RV. Like for example, this is a Lippert. They make different ones for different sizes, and different brands. And like the one that came, remember I said we got ours used. The one that came with ours was not the correct one for our fifth wheel. So we actually went to a local RV dealer. They had them in stock, and we got the one that matches ours. You will have to know the measurements from side to side and back to front, and also how far this kingpin is from the front. And that will tell your RV dealer which one you need. The different versions of these, they have a 16K, 16,000 pound version. They got a 20,000 pound version, and they got a 24,000 pound version. I do believe they have a lightweight version of this. I think it's a 14K. You can look on their website. It's designed for smaller trailers. They even have it where it has like rollers on it so you can move it around a little easier. But for a big fifth wheel like we got, we went with the 20K. Now let's talk about price. Another major con of this is that they are not cheap, especially these days with all the inflation of prices. These hitches, the cheapest I've seen right now is March 1st, 2023, is about $1,600 from Camping World. Most places have these in between the $1,800 to $2,000 range. So if there is another con, it would be that this is very expensive. So let's talk about having this for 2 years and what our thoughts are on this hitch. After having this for 2 years, we love it. It really has not done us any wrong. It's really easy maintenance. The hookup process could be a little bit easier, but I guess compared to other hitches, it's not bad at all. We would highly recommend this hitch. The only bad part for us is the fact that this hitch weighs around 250 pounds and it just easily can't be taken in and out of the truck. And that is practically the only con. If I'm being honest, I actually found this on Facebook Marketplace. I think we paid $700 or $800, so maybe you can find a good deal like that too. Maybe you don't have to buy new. The only bad thing I would caution you on buying used is I would really look into this head at the mechanism. There's a set of springs in there. I want to make sure that nothing in there is bent. We bought ours and had to replace a little part in it. They actually gave it to us at an RV show for free, so you might get lucky like that. Just investigate the head. That's going to be your main component to look at. Other than that, everything else is well built and should be just fine. One thing I almost forgot to mention, that as you see it here, this is the bed rail system. So I had rails installed in my truck, and that's this kind of version that we got. They do have other ones as well. They have ones that use your factory OEM puck system. And they also have one that's designed for horse trailers. So plan out how you're going to be installing this in your truck, and that's the kind you need. Well guys, I hope you found this 2-year review of the Pullrite walkthrough, walk around, my opinion, useful for you. I would say if you don't use your bed of your truck on a weekly basis, and I'm not talking about you guys who think that you do, I'm talking about if you truly don't use your bed that often, then this hitch is perfect. It is very sturdy. It will never fail you. We are very happy with it. If you're a person who likes to use your bed constantly, and you're going to be fighting that battle of getting this in and out, well, maybe you should consider a fixed hitch that's a little bit lighter. I would stay away from the Andersons though. Those have been known to fail. Pullrite does make a gooseneck to fifth wheel adapter. Those are pretty sweet too. They're also weigh only about 50 to 60 pounds versus this 250 pounds. But I would say if you are thinking about buying this, do not hesitate. It is a great hitch. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you want to see more videos like this or any of our travel vlogs, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It's free and it really helps us out. So if you're not currently subscribed, please consider subscribing. It'll really help us out. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.